Hi and hello there. I just wanted to make a video. I want to start something new on this channel. I think it's gonna be called like Yap Sesh with Donny or Donny's Yap Sesh or something like that. I wanna do stuff like that because I feel like the amount of times that I have some random subject or some random topic come up in my mind, and I want to talk about it. But then obviously I feel like sometimes it's just kind of nice to get out, you know what I mean? And I don't know, maybe some other people can relate to what I'm saying, or maybe not. Maybe you can just have it as background noise, and you can, I don't know, just as you're doing something else, you want to listen to something. I know that I watch videos like that. I just stick them on in the background, and I just listen to it. So, you don't have to watch it. It's just going to be some chill gameplay, and I'm just going to waffle about something. So, in this one, I've just come off the back of listening to Schlagenheim and Cavalcade for the millionth time, but first time in a long time, and that has nothing to do with anything. Just thought I'd put that out there. Love those albums. That Many of the Goats, and I just wanted to make a little video about the importance of being comfortable in your own company. Like, obviously learning to sort of, I guess, just be happy going out and doing things by yourself almost, or just like existing almost, like, which sounds like, I mean, it's quite a deep topic, I would say, but I think it's like, I was thinking about it because this is coming from personal experience, because I was out today and I've more as of recently been sort of occasionally going out and doing more things by myself. And I think that that's really quite important. And I'm sort of starting to realize how, I guess, almost healing that can be. Because I don't know if it's the case for everyone else, but I'm very much like I'm very socially awkward, very due to neurodivergence. My socialization skills are not how a quote unquote normal person's would be. People scare me a lot, as I'm sure that I made another video saying about how people are scary. If you haven't heard that, go and listen to that after this. Something else to listen to in the background. And basically, even not just thinking that everyone's out to get me. Of course, I don't think that all the time. But more of in a way of like, sort of, I guess I don't know how to communicate with people sometimes. Like, I'm not sure I know that there have been instances where I've like said things, or maybe there were times where I know that this happens when I'm at work. I usually get paired with someone else, and sometimes it's fine. But when I get stressed, or when I get overwhelmed and overstimulated, I like to go quiet. I basically go non-verbal, and that's sort of my way of coping with things. And I know for a lot of people that comes across as really weird, because I'm just not talking all of a sudden. And I've had it where people will have the opposite reaction. When they're stressed, they like to talk, they like to kind of, and that obviously stresses me out, but I don't blame them for that. That obviously, that's how they cope with it. It's just unfortunate that, we've been paired together and that's the case, and we did cope with things differently. But, that sort of socializing with people like that is obviously quite a struggle for me. And honestly can't even remember where I was going with my point. But anyways, so I feel like more as of recently, I've sort of been going out and doing things more by myself, and it's small things. It's not anything big. Like, there are, I think, certain things that I can't see myself doing by myself, but overall, I think it's really important to be able to enjoy your own company and sort of be content by yourself and doing some things by yourself. Like, even simple things. Like today, I didn't necessarily want to be indoors today. And, well, technically yesterday, it's past midnight by the time I'm recording this. But I didn't really fancy doing that because I wasn't feeling great. And I thought, I want to go outside. I don't know what to do, but I want to go outside. And, I didn't really, didn't message anyone, didn't sort of hit anyone up or reach out to anyone about going out because, I'm sure very late notice I, was going to do that. So I decided to go about for a bit, and I went to one place. and then I went to another place. It was a nice sort of outdoors sort of area. I went for a walk there, and I know that personally when I go out, I always like to keep my headphones on me. They're noise cancelling headphones, and they do wonders for me. They bring me much joy, and music is like one of the most important things in my life. I mean, I don't know what I would be doing without music. I feel such a deep connection to so much music, and I love the stuff I listen to, and it does seriously mean the world to me. So that, and sort of having that sort of calming environment, being around sort of nature, and having like, it was quite a windy day today in the UK, so sort of having that winds and the nice weather and sort of stuff it was really calming. It was really quite healing to be able to do. And then after I'd finished that walk, I felt like I wasn't quite ready to head back yet. So I decided to get into my car and just go for a bit of a drive. Obviously, I'm not going to name specific locations. I'm not going to dox myself, but I headed down a major road, and it was great. I mean, it was just like sort of very healing to have sort of that wind blowing on me. And I was listening to, what was I listening to? On the way up there, I was listening to Squid's Bright Green Fields, that contains songs like GSK, Narrator, Boy Racers. Incredible songs, incredible album. And it was just such a vibe. I was just sort of like enjoying it so much, and it brought me so much peace. And it made me realise that it is so important to be able to enjoy your own company, sort of be content and happy, sort of not having to constantly be surrounded by people, and do certain things by yourself, because it is nice. I find it really, really calming and sort of good for me to go out and do things like that by myself. Obviously, there are, I love my friends and everything like that, of course. Like, would it have been great if I had someone else there? Yeah, of course it would have been. It would have been incredible. I would have loved that as well. But, doing that, there's a certain feeling about that, and sort of coming to terms with sort of just existing by yourself and doing things that you like doing by yourself. It's sort of like, it's a bit of an undescribable sort of feeling, and I think that I would highly suggest for everyone to, I guess, to try it, to do it. I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of people that can do it no problem, and they're used to that, and that's great. But I feel like, obviously, this is coming from someone who's very introverted. So obviously, I guess that's sort of something I've come to do. I like going for walks by myself, out for hours, kind of thing. Like, that brings me peace, and I'm aware of that. But I know that it might be very different for people who are more extroverted, who sort of like that sort of being around people, talking to people and stuff like that. But I really do feel like I would urge those people to sort of go out and do that, because I feel like there's nothing more important in this world than sort of, being happy with your own company, kind of thing. Like, I feel like this is completely separate from, I feel like this isn't quite, like sort of self-acceptance or self-love kind of thing. Like, I guess it is kind of self-love in a way. You're like enjoying that you're around, kind of thing. So I guess it is, but I feel like it's different from like full acceptance of yourself. I feel like that's a completely different kind of topic. If that sort of makes any sense. Bloody hell, sorry, I got to clear my throat. I feel like that's completely different, but it's super important to be able to do that. And like I said, I would highly suggest anyone to go out and do that. I feel like I've basically just yapped and sort of stretched something that could have been said in 30 seconds into, it's almost 9, or getting closer to 10 minutes now. I don't know how I've managed that. But, it's important. Definitely do that, and just enjoy doing things that you like, honestly. If there's anything that you enjoy doing, go do it, There's sort of, it doesn't matter what brings you happiness in this world. Well, obviously, as long as you're not hurting other people, obviously I feel like that's pretty obvious to say. But do what makes you happy, honestly. Try not to worry about what other people think, and just enjoy doing it. You know, that could be anything. That could be, I don't know, you could enjoy going out and playing golf or something like that. You know, you could enjoy doing a sport or something like that. Like maybe those things that you do usually do with other people, maybe go out and give it a go by yourself and kind of, you know, see what that's like. Sort of, I guess, accept that sort of, not isolation, because I feel like that has quite bad connotations of, you know, loneliness and stuff like that, but sort of that, you know, be at one with yourself kind of thing. And, you know, if that takes music, I know it does for me. I feel like if I was in complete silence, it'd be a completely different story. But that with music, I mean, it's a really, really great experience, and it's definitely something that I'm trying to do more as of recently. Because yeah, there's loads of things I want to do, and sometimes it's nice to not have to rely on someone else to go out and do those things with. I guess, you know, it's just trying to figure out what it is that brings you happiness, what you want to do, and sort of, you know, how you're going to do that. So yeah, at the end of that all, just wanted to say, you know, make sure you take care of yourself and everything. I'm sure that I've basically said the same thing 20 million times, just worded slightly differently. I hope that's not too irritating to listen to. I want to make sure that this sort of series is not really edited. I mean, I'm going to have gameplay on screen. But I think other than that, it's just going to be, it's basically like my own little podcast episode, I guess. Hopefully this will help with me to be more consistent in between bigger videos as well. For those who've stuck around to the end, I want to say that I have very recently beaten Undertale Genocide route for the first time, and I've been recording and documenting my playthrough of that, and I want to get a script together for that video, and then I want to make a video about that, because, I mean, I feel like it's a pretty interesting thing to make. Undertale's still a huge game. Deltarune came out recently. Yeah, so it'll be super fun and interesting thing. So for anyone who managed to stick around right away to the end, there's your little tidbit of information right there. But yeah, other than that, I think that's pretty much it. I've got basically everything I wanted to say off. And actually, yeah, I want to use this series to talk about literally anything. It could be something like this. It could be something to do with music. I know there's definitely, I want to talk about music. I love that, like I said. So yeah. So take care of yourselves. This has been Donny. Have a good day, evening, or night, wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.